Hey guys, what's up? I'm just gonna do a short stream today. I'm gonna do a stream later on with Fredrick and Chris on his channel, so come check me out there later. It will be at 8:30 p.m. Central, 9:30 Eastern, and once again, it's going to be on his channel. I have a link to his channel in the description below, and I'll also put it in the chat later so you guys can go check it out there. But like I said, go check me out tonight as well. But I'm going to do a short stream tonight. I wanted to talk about that girl, Soph, who I don't know if you've heard of her. She's a 14-year-old who makes hilarious videos. You need to watch her stuff. Soph, like this girl is a genius. I remember a few years back or a couple years back, there was this one girl who was like this, I don't know, kind of alt-right girl, and I think she's like doing porn now or something. But she came about, and people are like, "Oh, she's awesome. She's super smart and stuff too." But nothing. She's nothing compared to this girl, right? And this girl is actually intelligent. She's not just a troll per se, but there's a reason why she has 800,000, close to 1 million subscribers already, right? And the YouTube and Buzzfeed, Buzzfeed right now is trying to take her down. This guy, Josh or John Bernstein, I can't really remember his name, but one of the chosen people, obviously. Let me check out the chat here. Soph is everyone's little sister. Yeah, she's awesome. Yeah. Hey Faye. Hey RIP. How's it going? Hey Nation Pride. Looking forward to the interview. Yeah, we're gonna have MaidenLiberty on the channel as well tonight. So come check that out, guys. Like I said, at 8:30 on Fredrick's channel. So go subscribe to her as well. She makes content mostly about Canada and Quebec. So if you're interested in that, go check her out. I also have a link in the description below. Dang, another stream right now, but hope you join. You love young Soph. She's smart. Yeah. She is she's a very smart young girl. How dare you go on another stream, Jesus? How dare you? Yeah, subscribe to her, man. She's hilarious. I'll show you guys a little bit of one of her videos. I don't want to, steal her content or anything like that, but I'm sure she wouldn't mind. She seems like a pretty cool girl to show a little bit of her content, especially considering she's most likely going to be banned soon, and I'm pretty sure she has a BitChute account. So if you are sub to her on YouTube, go to BitChute and follow her on BitChute because she does have an account there now. So she already has one community guideline strike, and I think she's already getting. I think she might have 2 already. So she can't stream, and one more, and her channel is essentially done. So it's pretty much at this point a matter of time. And it sucks, right? I just heard about her maybe a month or 2 ago, and I'm like, oh my god, man, I couldn't stop laughing, and the level of intelligence the little girl has is insane, right? And I'm like, she's way above her years, right? Like way beyond her years of understanding, especially what's going on politically and stuff right now. Like I don't know too much about her political beliefs or anything like that, but just from the videos that I have seen, she's woke, right? Especially compared to a lot of the kids these days. And that's why they want to censor her, because she's young. She will appeal to the younger generation, and they don't want that. They're like, oh no, go watch David Hogg. Go watch these people. They're the people that you should actually follow and emulate. Don't be like this little girl who isn't like that little tranny boy Desmond. This is what gets me too. It's like BuzzFeed is promoting 11-year-old tranny on their site, dancing around, saying this is amazing, this is the best thing, like dancing for little boys and hookers and prostitutes and gay men and stuff. But then 14-year-old girl says fucking shit a few times and motherfuckers and fag, and oh she needs to be removed from YouTube. It's like, man, this is ridiculous. But it's obvious. It's this was just bound to happen. But what I was thinking about too was it's pretty incredible that she was under the radar for so long, even though she had 800,000 subscribers, right? Almost 1 million. So the media and stuff, they didn't even know about her. So this goes to show you that YouTube is vast. YouTube is huge. Lots of people are making new content each and every day. And that content is getting a lot of reach, and they can't monitor all of it. You know, for every person that they censor, more people rise up, more people grow, right? You know, this girl, I never heard about her, but I'm like, out of nowhere, she's a little Nazi girl, and she needs to be removed from the internet, right? Everybody's freaking out about her. But I'll show you a couple of the tweets from the guy, as well as the article that he wrote recently, and I'll go through it. Let's see here. Wow, little girl. Let me check out the tweets. I think from Joe Bernstein. Like, you know, these people, they make the conspiracies themselves, man. You know, like, you make it. So Joe Bernstein, if you work at YouTube and you're concerned about what the platform's content is doing to kids like Soph, please feel reach out. Okay, always willing to talk on background. You should, respell this because it didn't make any fucking sense. But some good emails today. Jew hating fascist Joe Bernstein is the spawn of Hitler. Oh my God, it's such a hateful message you got today. There are people who truly care about speech as a civil liberty. There are many more people who simply want to preserve the ability to be bigoted on private platforms. Like, he's separating the two like they're two different things. You know, oh, free speech. But then, you know what? We need to remove these bigoted people off of these platforms because it's against free speech. But then they go after the intellectual dark web. You know, it's like it is immensely clarifying that members of the so-called intellectual dark web are defending this content, which is literally a 12-year-old girl using racial epithets and making death threats. I don't think she was making death threats. I don't know. I guess they blocked out her face, but this is a hilarious video. And now it appears YouTube has also taken down Be Not Afraid, Soph's most recent video. And, see, he does all this activist journalism, goes, and then YouTube listens to them. So he wrote this article earlier. So YouTube's newest far-right, foul-mouthed, red-pilling star is a 14-year-old girl. Soph has nearly 1 million followers on the giant platform. The site's executives only have themselves to blame. Oh no, the site is working. What does a 14-year-old girl dressed in a chador have to say on YouTube to amass more than 800,000 followers? How about this? I become a devout follower of the Prophet Muhammad. Suffice to say, I've been having a fuck ton of fun. Of course, I get raped by my 40-year-old husband every so often, and I have to worship a black cube to indirectly please an ancient Canaanite god. But at least I get to go to San Fran and stone the shit out of some gays. And the cops can't do anything about it because California is a crypto caliphate. Or how about simply kill yourself, faggot? Like, yes, if you want a vision of the future, YouTube is midwifing. Imagine a cherubic white girl mocking Islamic dress while lecturing her hundreds of thousands of followers about Muslim rape gangs, social justice, homos, and evils wrought by George Soros under the thin guise of edgy internet comedy forever. Actually, don't imagine it. Watch it. It's already here. He shouldn't tell people to go watch it because that's just going to red pill a lot of fucking people, because this girl she packs a lot of sense in literally like very short bits of like in 10 minutes, she'll make a lot of hard hitting points that people will be like, huh, yeah. The video is called Be Not Afraid. It may be the clearest manifestation yet of the cultures of executives of alphabet video monsters are delivering to millions of kids around the world. I'm curious to see what her demographics are of people who watch her, because if it's people her age mostly, that would be awesome, to be honest. But I have a feeling it's probably a lot of older people that do watch her. Now via children incubated in the self-same culture to understand just how bad things have gotten on the platform. You need to see it for yourself. The guy should really not say that, because I'm telling you, man, it's gonna backfire. Users, and more importantly to YouTube advertisers, have over the past year, well, I guess what he's doing right here is that he's trying to get a lot of people who read this that are super triggered by everything to go watch and then report. Like he's telling you to go report them, because he knows his audience are a bunch of triggered leftists that will get triggered off of everything, and that will gleefully report this little girl. So that's essentially what he's saying to go do. Users, and more importantly to YouTube advertisers, have over the past year started to hold a platform accountable for enabling an exploitation of children, exposing them to disturbing content. So I wonder if he wrote this about YouTube and all that, promoting like that child pornography and that all that pedo shit. I bet you he didn't give a shit about that. Blah, 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 platform enabling exploitation of children. But this video reveals an entirely different way the platform is harming kids by letting them express views in front of the entire world. Oh, it's terrible. They're expressing views in front of people. This must be stopped. This is what indoctrination looks like when it's reflected back by the indoctrinated. A 20-minute unbroken and hyper articulate tirade of ostensibly about ignoring criticism online, Be Not Afraid, stars a high school freshman from the Bay Area who goes by the name Soph on YouTube. She edits as well as scores the video, which she says are comedic. Through videos like these, she becomes a rising star. With more than 800,000 followers and a universe of conspiracy theorists, racists, and demagogues that owes its big bang to YouTube. The video's platform for years has incentivized such content. Like, how are they incentivizing it? You know, what they mean by this is allowing people to make what they want is incentivizing people to speak freely. Like, that's stop this little girl. She's breaking the mind control we have on the youth. Stop this. Go watch David Hogg. Go to David Hogg's Twitter and listen to him. Has deliberately ignored toxic content as a growth strategy. Oh my God, these people, they're just this. You're the enemy of the people. Soph's script, which she says she writes with a collaborator, are familiar, a mix of hatred towards Muslims, anti-black racism, Byzantine fear-mongering about pedophilia, Byzantine fear-mongering about pedophilia. So he's worried about the fear-mongering about pedophiles? What? Do you read what the hell you fucking write? Oh, you know, that they just keep harping on these pedophiles. God, fucking, they're fear-mongering. You know, your kids are perfectly fine around. Most pedophiles don't abuse kids. They just think about it a lot and watch child porn. Tissue thin incel evolutionary psychology and reflexive Jesus Christ, man, misanthropy that could have been copied and pasted from 1,000 different 4chan posts. Of course, it's all presented in a terminally ironic style popularized by boundary-pushing comedy groups like the influential $1 Million Extreme and adopted of late by white supremacist mass shooters. And holy fucking shit, man. Rewrite this. Rewrite this. Rewrite it. Soph is even more explicitly hateful on Discord, the gaming chat app, where she recently admitted to writing under the username Lieutenant Faggot. Oh no, she said mean things about... You know, faggot is a bundle of sticks, okay? That she hoped for a Hitler for Muslims to gas them all, blah, blah. You're probably taking things completely out of context. By now, we're used to this stuff coming from grown men, some of whom have even used the platform as a launching pad for political aspirations. But Soph is a child, despite the vitriol of her words and her confidence in delivering them. See, this was worried about. See, it's like the confidence of delivering them. She's still just a 14-year-old kid, and hearing this language lisp through braces with the odd word mispronounced as if read but never before said is clarifying. Okay, like go to hell, man. Yeah, and he goes and just keeps on and on, be like, oh, get this racist out of here. But this is so. Let's see a bit of her. I don't know, latest video, suicide bomb. I guess looks like the Muslim one got removed. Yeah, she had a different video up. Oh. Okay, fucking bastards. Here, let's go to BitChute. Let's see if she has her latest video on BitChute. Let's see if she's on here. Soph. Well, she's there.
Assalamu alaikum, my Muslim brothers and sisters. I come to you today to atone before Allah for my misdeeds against His people.
Well, that's somebody else uploaded it.
Abuse against the defenseless and entirely innocent people of Islam by very sincerely threatening nuclear genocide on the serious platform that is a Discord server. Little known fact, I was given permission by the United States government to do it. Not only.
I want to check out this one. I haven't seen this one here.
For as long as I've had an online presence, my age has been the main point of contention in discussions about me. I don't know if you've been a fan long enough to remember the lazy cunt jokes, but I became a thing in early 2016. My channel was branded by profane language, edgy jokes about Jacob Sartorius, and cheap zooms into my pudgy grin every other frame. Looking back on it, the fact that I was 11 and could easily follow the commentary formula should have been a sign that the standards for the genre were terribly low. Instead, I was considered a prodigy for it, ultimately because my age distinguished me from the millions of other retards with vaporwave banners and blue snowball mics doing the exact same thing. Since then, my content has changed radically, but my comment sections have remained chock full of age-related remarks. Among all the remarkably forced pedophile jokes and the concern trolling, there have been a few souls genuinely perplexed that a preteen on the internet can utter the F-word so vigorously. I'm not oblivious to how the novelty factor might shock older folks, but I have a hard time believing these people were Ned Flanders when they were in high school. Considering that risque language has been the extent of my mischief, I suspect that these self-proclaimed goody two-shoes engaged in far worse antics during their youth. Even if you were to compare me with my peers, I'm still in good standing. The people I go to school with are up to much worse hijinks than cursing on the internet. Things like juuling or getting their ass fucked, making me look like a saint, comparatively. Regardless, the population of geriatrics who have figured their way onto my channel refuse to cease their nagging. It seems like the older you get, the more your cognitive bias kicks into full throttle and selectively deletes memories of how kids acted when you were 14. There's a plethora of individuals who claim that it's absolutely uncouth for kids to behave as I do, but are simultaneously eager to teach.
Well, yeah, so she's a smart little girl. Check her out. She's pretty intelligent. But yeah, she's hilarious. She's funny, and it would be terrible if she got removed from YouTube. It's not good, and but I have a feeling it's probably just a matter of time. It's only wait probably a week, and she's gonna be on BitChute. But this is why we do need to go to other platforms. Yeah, she's a little girl. Who hell's this? That's Soph, man. Go check her out, man. She's hilarious. She's good. We're manipulating to be Islam, Muslims averse. Let me check out the chat here. Khan identifies attack helicopter. Love how violence by BLM, Antifa. Okay. Really, Andy. Did you ever see the phone call interview between Sam Hyde and Joe Bernstein? It's hilarious. No, I haven't seen that. once so I could go do dishes and listen. Then AJ goes live and dishes don't get done. Oh, I'm sorry, ConCan. I apologize for that. I won't do it again. I'll make sure to just time my streams to make sure you can get your dishes done. But I got a few other things I want to go through. Also, there has to do with Christchurch shooting. Happened just recently. Well, not the Christchurch shooting, but Trump. And I like this, at least what Trump is doing in concerns to this, is that U.S. will not sign Christchurch call against online extremism. So this is good because this is obviously just another attempt to censor the internet, to remove us, like people like me and you guys, from Twitter, from all this shit. And they want the whole globe to do it. And imagine if Hillary was elected right now. They would have her agreeing on the Paris Climate Pact, the Migration Pact, all the other nonsense that they're doing right now. And yeah, Trump is kind of failing a lot of things, but you know, at least he's doing something about it. He's not succumbing to this shit. And you know, speaking about Trump and Iran, you know, recently he said that he's going to be pulling out of Iran. Right now, a lot of people are saying that, you know, oh, this is precluding him to go. He's going to go and into Iran from this. Now, I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if he's saying he is going to now. I haven't looked up too much recently, but you know, it's actually a good thing, him pulling his troops out right now, because there have been reports apparently that there were going to be some people that are going to stage an attack on the soldiers. Right now, that could be fake, right? But it would be worse if he kept the soldiers there and they did get attacked, right? Then they would be like, okay, now we have to go in. So now that they're pulling the people out, that reduces the chance of them getting attacked. So I've yet to see what the fuck he does, right? If he goes into Iran, you know, that's like Trump is done. But I don't think he's stupid enough to do that. Honestly, right now, if he doesn't want to win another election, another term, then I guess he'll do that. But you know, we have yet to see what he's going to do in relation to that. Now, you know, whenever the media starts like saying something and they're like, oh my God, this is bad what Trump is doing, I'm always I start to think, okay, is it really bad? You know, the one time that they supported Trump's military actions was when he attacked Syria, right? And they praised him for it. They're like, finally, Trump is doing good, right? But when it comes to him pulling out of Iran, they're saying this is bad and this could lead to war. And you know, there's Senator Warren saying that we need to sign a bill to make sure that he can't declare war without the approval of Congress, even though Obama, even though Bush, everybody else did this. But not to say, and it's like all of a sudden now they're like saying that stuff. So I'm like, I don't think he will do it. I don't think he actually will go into Iran. I don't think he will do that. Maybe, but you know, we'll see. I don't think he will. Don't listen to the low IQ members of your audience. Who's dumb? Who said? Did I say Trump is dumb? Well, I don't know if I said he's dumb, but what I said is he's done things that I disagree with, that I don't like, especially when it comes to Israel and his policies, when it comes to, you know, the anti what do you call it, boycotting Israel bill, etc., and obviously a few other things. He actually restarted the funding for the white helmets. He said he wants to increase HB1 visas, right? So all those things I don't like, right? But like I was saying, when it comes to Iran and stuff, and obviously when it comes to China, I really like what he's doing when it comes to China, because they are suffering for it. They're trying to say that, America and China were going to suffer equally, but obviously China is suffering way more. I was reading some news about it today after Trump announced his increased tariffs of like 200 million or whatever on Chinese goods, that they're having a lot more issues now with their economy. So, that is a positive, the way he's dealing with that, with North Korea specifically, right? And, a lot of people are saying he's going into Venezuela or something, but nobody's gone into Venezuela yet. And yeah, I agree that there's probably foreign governments, including America, that sure would want Venezuela or this or that country to fall to get a bunch of cheap resources. But people are all also overlooking the poor management of their country by socialists, and the way that they didn't diversify their trade in Venezuela. They depended entirely on oil, right? And oil fluctuates in prices, especially with the commodity, that type of commodity, and how much money is involved in it, and how many different stakes are involved. If you banked on the fact that oil was going to keep you rich and you didn't diversify your economy because you're stupid, then you're going to be prone to other countries coming over and fucking with your economy and taking you over, right? If that this is what countries are always trying to do, this to each other, man. Like, that's why you need to have a diverse economy, because if Trump, let's just say Trump is trying to tariff one of our industries, well, that's okay if we have a lot of other industries that are backing up our economy as well. But if we only have oil backing our shit, and then people put tariffs on oil, well, we're fucked. So, you got to have a little bit of foresight, and people are like not looking at, the mismanagement of Venezuela, and they're like, oh, Trump is creating a coup in Venezuela. I'm like, things are more complex than that. And I'm not saying that America is innocent when it comes to Venezuela over the years and whatnot, but it seems to me like a lot of it is of their own doing. And now it's just a bunch of people are coming for the easy pickings, right? It's like, okay, oh, well, and you could be like, oh, sanctions this, sanctions that, but sanctions, like I said, won't have as much an effect on your economy if you have a diverse economy, if you're not just reliant on one fucking natural resource. And also, it wasn't like clean, good oil either. It was like a low quality, low grade oil, crude oil that you would have to refine a bunch. And the consumption of shale and the increase of shale and other products and stuff like that diminish the use and the need for that type of product. So it's like, you got to think ahead, and they didn't think ahead, and their economy and their people are suffering for it. And it's 100% socialism's fault, 100%. I guess, okay, maybe not 100%, but like, 90% of the reason for that is because their own mismanagement of their own economy. And, that's what you get. That's what you get with trying to decentralize or centralize everything and whatnot, not having a free market, create new jobs and whatnot. Trump just founded off Achu from an establishment that's been in power for 70 years. Calibrate expectations accordingly. He'll get to it. I'm not sure. Oh, Israel tail used to wag us dog. Trump wags Israel. Old template is pre-Trump trader war with China. It's brilliant. It had to happen. Unless you just, I agree with the trade war against China. That was a move that needed to be done, because without doing that, Trump, the rest of us would have been fucked, right? Without cutting off China at the knees right now and trying to stop their massive expansion, then he did good by doing that. And look at Trudeau, the way he's sucking China's dick, still sucking their dick, even though they have two of our fucking citizens in detention arbitrarily, and they're no longer buying our canola. They're no product. They're no longer buying all this other shit from us. They cease trade, and he's just a fool. But once again, you know, this could have all been avoided, and we should stop doing trade with China. You know, it's the same thing with like monopolies. People get mad at monopolies, right? That they help create. You're like, stop helping create this fucking monopoly. Stop trading with China. Trade with India. Trade with Taiwan. Trade with some other of these fucking nations, as opposed to just giving money to this fucking dictatorship. Stop trading with Saudi Arabia. Let's produce our own oil. Let's stop giving these people money. Stop giving them power. You know, you can condemn and say, hey, don't kill that journalist, but you're still buying $12 billion a year of their fucking resources, so they're not going to listen to your, oh, don't do this, bad boy. You know, they know that. They know it's all virtue signaling. They don't know fucking shit. There goes my sweet and sour pork, AJ. Racist. Was a waste of time to watch it. Juice Inda Macron talked about internet. Yeah, I can't watch any of that shit. Honestly, it's a waste of time to watch any of these people speak, really, unless, it's a waste of time. It's complete. All they just do is spew garbage and nonsense and platitudes and, oh, the diversity is our strength and blah, 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 nothing and nothing. You know, they don't say anything. They just say what people want to hear 99% of the time. But I'll go through a little bit more of some news here today from some from Canada as well. So this is funny. Well, it's not funny, but 2 bodies found at home of woman in German crossbow case. So what kind of headline is this? First of all, 3 people were shot to death with a crossbow. 2 bodies found at home of woman in German crossbow case. What? Like, you just don't, you really don't want people to read this, hey? Okay, we're going to report on this, but, you know, imagine if this guy was a white supremacist who killed, like, who smacked a fucking Muslim, you know, who smacked one. They'd be losing their fucking shit. Speaking of that, there is a Muslim girl. I had a story up. What was it? Some girl. She's like, woman says some guy tried to rip off her a job. Look at another fake. No age, gender, or color. So now she's saying before it was only white men who attacked me. Now it's everybody. Right after the Quebec bill passed, et cetera. But, you know, another fake hate crime. But look at 2 bodies found. But police investigating possible links to 3 people found dead in hotel. So the bodies of 2 women have been found in an apartment in Germany of one of 3 people who died at a hotel several hundred kilometers away in a mysterious case involving crossbows. Police said, so, you know, this is migrants, man. This is migrants. Of course it is. Like, it's same thing in Winnipeg. You know, you see all these things. Now there's like a rise in machete attacks and machete fights and like this and like these brutal middle-aged weapons because they're bringing in people from that live in that era still. They still live mentally in that time. So the bodies of 2 women have been found in an apartment. Police said they didn't immediately have details of the identity of the women found in a search of the apartment in Wittingen, whatever, what happened to them. They said in a statement that they are investigating possible links to the 3 people found dead in the place near Austrian border. The discovery added a new level of mystery to the case. So 3 people whose bodies shot with crossbow bolts were found in Passau, right? So, you know, and it's sad. These people, like the 2 people in the bed, they found like 2 people in the bed holding hands and then somebody on the ground, right? So the dead 53-year-old man and 2 women aged 33 and 30 are all German citizens. The man and the older woman are from the village Berad in the state of Rhineland-Palatinate in southwestern Germany, while the younger woman was last registered as living in Wittingen. I don't know how to say that. Police didn't. So these are native citizens, regular German people, most likely, and probably just killed by you know, I can't even, I probably don't want to say it because I'll be removed for hate speech. The bodies were found at a hotel on Saturday morning by an employee who opened the door to their 3-bed room where they didn't respond to repeated knocking. The man and older woman were lying together in bed while the younger woman was lying on the floor. So Passau prosecutor Walter told German news agency, it's so yeah, like we're not, this is going to get memory hold. It's probably like they're not even telling us. Was it a robbery? Was this? You just mysterious. Was there money missing? Could you at least tell us that? Because it probably was. It was probably just a robbery. They probably just wanted to rob them or something, and they're like, "Oh, just shoot them with crossbows too. Take their shit." Or maybe it's worth. Maybe these people are involved in some drug ring thing, and a new drug cartel in Germany because of all the people they let across their border and shit. But it's crazy shit. Speaking of our economy, Canada's inflation rate ticks up to 2% in April. So price of food still increased rapidly, but not as quickly as before. So they're trying to rosy this shit up. But man, if any of you guys have been to the grocery stores, you know how much more expensive shit is. Man, I went to the grocery store the other day, and like beef was like $15 for 2.5 kilograms. Now it's like $20, right? It went up $5. And in that article that I had up earlier, they were saying, oh, beef went down and chicken went down and pork went down in price. No, it didn't. That went up in price in dollars. For me, at least. I don't know how it is for you guys, but can you guys tell me in the chat, have you guys noticed the price of meat and beef go up? Is that just me? Or is that anybody else? Maybe it's just my area. Maybe there was something happened to the plant and a bunch of meat went bad, so they had to raise the price of it. I don't know, but it went up a lot. Fucking $5, man. And the chicken is up. The fucking pork is up. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Maybe it's just Superstore. Oh, and that's where it was. I was at Superstore. So I'm at Loblaws, right? The company that got $12 million in subsidies while having $400 million in overseas accounts, not getting taxed by the government. So this company is now raising prices on me again, even though they're getting subsidies. This is why I'm against subsidies entirely, because you can give them as much as you want, but they're still going to raise the price on you. They're still going to fuck you. Hateful words need some real intellect to climb out the hole it dug. Right. Yeah, you just dropped $56 on nothing. Did they still wait? Yeah, that is weird too. That's what I was thinking too. Like a crossbow. Was it like a multi? Did they have multiple crossbows? Like maybe multiple people came in with multiple crossbows and something like that. Because yeah, like how would you have time to reload? Like I don't know, but it's pretty fucked up. Serious question. Does anyone know of channels like AJ, but they are all on the left talking about how awesome Trudeau is and shit? No, man, because the left does not have a grassroots movement, right? They don't have real people. Everybody that's in the left, it's all superficial, right? They don't actually care, or, there probably is some. Okay, yeah, I'll take it up. There probably is some. I think I remember seeing some kind of left-wing ones, but this sphere is the right-wing sphere. This is our place, right? And same with like radio. Radio was the conservative right-wing sphere, and the left has the movies. The left has nighttime talk shows. The left has all of that other shit, right? But they're not. They're like, oh wait, the right is kind of getting pretty popular on YouTube and this and that. Okay, we need to censor this. We need to tamp down on this. Let me check out I saw a question at one point. All meat went up. Start eating vegan there. No, veggies are expensive too. Meat is probably still a good value, but for what you get. But you know what are you going to do? Buy rice and potatoes and stuff, which I do like potatoes, but you can't survive off of that shit. You need actual nutrients. You need actual food. But fruits and vegetables are going up in price too. Yeah, right. Everything's gone up. Bacon, yeah, bacon's up, and I eat a lot of bacon. I need it. I had a rough day. Yes, meat is more. It's more. True that, AJ. Kick the left to the curb. You buy antibiotic-free bacon. No, I like my bacon with tons of antibiotics. She eats it. Well, yeah, local radio is very left. That's true. That's true. But I meant like in America mostly, like they had kind of like their talk show radio. Like that's they were really popular, and they still kind of are popular. Like like it's more popular than left wing radio. Like they do have a lot of left wing radio, but it's not as many people listen to it, right? Not as many people get enjoyment from NPR. So I can't even do their voice. Like, hi. So we're going to talk about this today and the impacts that it has on society. And it's like they're just boring as fuck. I can't listen to them. No, bananas. If you eat too much bananas, you can get like cyanide poisoning or something. No, fuck that shit. Do I look like a monkey to you? Do I look like an ape to you? I'm not gonna eat bananas. Jesus. Yeah. That's the thing. You start seeing these things, insect burgers. They're like, oh, do you guys want to eat maggot ice cream now? Oh, it's delicious. It's like, no. See this? They're trying to get us used to this, right? Because they're like, I don't know, gonna run out of food for us. And they're like, oh, just get used to eating insects and bugs. And then you got all these rich people flying around on jets telling you to stop polluting and to stop eating meat while they're eating like a steak, looking down at you like all those stupid plebs eating their maggots and their insects like idiots. Can't believe we convinced them to eat that shit, Fred. Yeah, I know. They want to eat it. They actually want to eat it. We didn't even have to like force it down their throats. We just said like, hey, it's for the planet and we'll save the planet. And then they're like, okay, we'll go eat fucking cockroaches and maggots. And then they're like I said, they're just up in their jets eating a steak with tons of fat on it, with butter all over it. And they're like, and it's bloody and there's blood dripping all over it. And they're just eating that steak and they're like, fucking idiots looking down. They're like those fools eating bananas and insects. Oh, this in quinoa and they actually eat kale. They actually put this in their milkshakes for health. They ruin their food on purpose. See, they're all pre-programming us to want to like to eat garbage. So in the future, when there's not enough food or something, there's not enough meat to go around, we'll be used to eating like kale and bitter crap and insects, right? We're being conditioned for that shit. I swear to God. No farmers. Kale was grow. Eat grass and sawdust. But yeah, oh yeah, guys, I'm gonna be on the Fredrick Godzilla Menckin's channel tonight at 8:30 p.m. Central, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'll put a link in the description below to go check him out. But actually, I have the video. He has the actual video up, so I'll put it in the chat so you guys can go there and wait for about 3 or 4 hours until I show up. Also, subscribe to this guy because I do streams on his channel, and we do share a stream together. So when we do streams together, so subscribe there because whenever he does streams, I'll probably be on there too a lot of the time. So there it is in the description or in the chat. Grandmas, you ever listen to 640? The morning show is awful. No, I haven't listened to radio in a really long time. You know, we had this one guy, Wheeler. He actually got fired a little while ago from Winnipeg. This guy, Wheeler, I actually like listening to him, but he got fired. I think he has a podcast now because he made fun of transsexuals, or he did something, or he released a song, or he said something about trannies, and everybody lost their shit. And this guy was like an established DJ host in Winnipeg for like 20 years. And like everybody, like knows him. You know, he went to all these games. He had like a really popular show with him and Rena and Philly at one point, where actually when I used to listen to the radio, like it was actually good at one point. And they weren't really too politically, although you could tell, I think it seemed like Wheeler was kind of conservative, and I think that's why a lot of people hated him. I'm like, why do people hate Wheeler all the time? And they're like, oh, it's probably because he says some conservative things occasionally. People are like, oh, I hate that piece of shit because he said something about women or something. Do you have a pork chop receipt with pineapples? A pork chop receipt with pineapples? I don't know what you mean by that. Anyone, I'm about to get dinner ready and want to try something different. No, man. Oh, well, pork chops with pineapples. What about apples? You know, I like to cook. I like cooking too. I made a meat sauce the other day. I made a mirepoix because I used to be a cook, and you know, occasionally I like cooking different things, but I don't have too much of a knowledge about different things to cook. But the things I do know how to cook, I can cook them really well. But I made like a mirepoix, so I cut up carrots and celery like really small, and then onions, and fried up my meat. And I put some wine in there. Added my tomato sauce with the mirepoix after I cooked it for a little while. Oh man, it was so good. And then I made a soup the other day. But what I've been doing, you know what you do is I bought like a big bag. It was like 3 different big chickens. And, you know, I baked the first 2 like in the oven, right? Ate those. And then the third one, I put in a big pot, and I what do you call it? Boiled it, and then took the meat off of it. And then I put all the other 3, because I save all of the carcasses, right? I put them in the freezer. Like, you know, you get ice cream. You get an ice cream pail when you're done your ice cream, and you save that. And what you do is you put, your carcass for your bones and stuff in there. And then as well as, whenever you're cutting vegetables and you cut off the ends of carrots and onions and celery, well, save all that stuff, save it, and then freeze it. And then when you make a stock, you don't have to use all this new stuff. You got your bones, you got all this old, like the ends of carrots and celery and onion already. Then you throw all that in there, and celery is extremely expensive fucking right now too, but I don't really eat much of it, to be honest. I make a mirepoix out of it. But yeah, man, I made a stock out of that. Oh, so good. Like the stock was one of the best stocks I've ever made. And then I made a chicken noodle soup out of that. So I put carrots, onion, celery, again, obviously with chicken and red peppers and whatnot. Then what I was looking on YouTube, and what you do when you're making chicken noodle soup is you make the noodles separate, right? You don't add it all in together, because then the noodles will absorb and they'll get all soggy. So whenever you're making chicken noodle soup and you just have the you put it on the oven, you get it boiling, and then you throw, your noodles in there and let them cook for like 10 minutes or something. Then you'll have, the noodles will be perfect. They won't absorb all the juice and stuff. But man, I made that. I just froze a bunch of it. And that's how we're going to have to start to eat, guys, because food is getting more expensive. That don't buy your own shit stock, man. Make your own food. People need to start buying. Like I went and I bought a big bag of potatoes, man. Like people got to do that shit because it's cheap. Like the amount of money that you spend on food is ridiculous. And the amount of money that I spend on food and stuff, if you're not ordering and going to the to the store to buy stuff is so much, man. It's ridiculous. People my age and stuff, and like I'm guilty of this too, ordering from like Skip the Dishes and stuff like that because I'm lazy. But it's way better to make stuff like I made that pasta sauce. I still got another good amount, so I can eat that quickly when I'm hungry or whatever. Plus good homemade soup that's like so good. It's so good. Like it's delicious. It's so delicious. But yeah, I was thinking that I'm like, I want to make maybe a cooking show. But I don't know enough. I wouldn't have enough. And it would take a lot of work, but I could like make a few things and I'd be like, here, check this out. This is delicious. But I can use a knife pretty well though too. Like, I had fun with that in the kitchen. I could lay eggs. Yeah, I've been buying a lot of eggs like recently too. I bought like this big thing of like, I don't know, like 40 or something eggs. Or like 30. Was it? I think it's 30 of them. But those are good, man. Eggs are cheap and they got almost all of the nutrients that you need in your body in a day, essentially, right? And they're cheap and they're filling. You crack 4 eggs and I don't know, some bacon or something, some a little bit of bread, I don't know, whatever, you're good to go. Potatoes, man, I love potatoes. Like I must have some Irish in me because I love potatoes so fucking much. Like I love chips and French fries and pierogies and pierogies with mashed potatoes in them. I love mashed potatoes because I like dipping my food in mashed potatoes, and I like roasted potatoes. I'm gonna make this whole thing about eating potatoes. This whole stream, that's what it's gonna be about. Yeah, but potatoes are good, man. My dad had a potato garden in the country, but my uncle went and raided his potato garden and stole all of his potatoes. So he's like, fuck. He's like, what the fuck am I gonna do? But my dad, because he lives in the country, he has a big garden, right? He has a big garden. He's got carrots, celery, onions, garlic, potatoes, tomatoes, all that stuff. And plus, because he lives in the country, what he'll do is he'll get like a half a cow or half a pig. He'll get somebody to butcher half a pig or half a cow for him. Then he'll have like all this shit. And then my dad, he hunts every year, so he gets a bunch of deer meat, and he gives me. I have tons of deer meat in my freezer, but I don't cook too much with it. So I gotta figure out how to cook better with it, because I heard you just cook it with a lot of onions and garlic and stuff, and then that apparently makes it a lot better. But hey, Soaker City, thank you for the donation. Soy, yes or no? No soy. No, soy is bad. Soy gives you man titties. Don't eat soy, guys. Don't eat soy. That's just, anything that the government says is good for you. I'm just like, nah, I'm not gonna eat soy. Fuck that shit. By deer, this man means squirrel. Yeah. Squirrel, I would eat squirrel. I'd try it out. I would try it out. You can survive potatoes through the whole winter. Oh, really? Yeah, I guess just leave them in the ground, right? Bet the chicken had a big pecker. Nice one, Kel. That's real mature. You're real mature with your humor. I may go a long time without burgers on the barbecue this summer. Why? Was it too expensive? Yeah, you're right. Eat it raw. You're right, my nugs. You know what? If you want full health, you need to eat raw meat. You need to eat raw meat. Speaking Swervej, this is the guy that I always talk about. This is the guy here. This is Swervej. This is a guy who tells you to eat raw meat all the time, but he's hilarious, right? So this guy, he's funny. He's doing like back in Hull, Scotland. Let's see. He had some ex-vegan. His videos are good. Cooked meat causes brain shrinkage. Let's check out this one.
What's up? Ever since I started eating raw meat, I've been getting the same comments over and over again. Humans evolved by eating cooked meat. I understand that I'm talking to mentally challenged people because they believe in evolution, so how do I even explain it to them? Maybe some of you are watching right now. If you put your hand into fire, it will be ouchie, ouchie. And if you put it on a hot stove, it will also be ouchie, ouchie, because fire is destructive, so don't put your food into it. Cooking destroys. What does it destroy? The cells, the molecules. What are you made out of? Where are the nutrients stored? What is meat? An animal. What are you? An animal. You're so fucking dumb. You brainwashed.
You fucking idiot vegan. Listen to him.
Scientism following sheeple. Like studies so much, right? At least you read the titles. Every study ever done shows that cooked meat has less nutrients. So how did we evolve if raw food has more nutrients? There's no fucking logic at all. Never has been. You believe a fantasy story. What do you need for brain growth? B12. Cooked meat is notoriously known for destroying even over 90% of B12 when it's well done. Creatine, also completely destroyed. The omega-3s, vitamin D, all of it is destroyed by cooking food. It has only caused brain shrinkage. Fuck. Something that is destructive is not going to make your food healthier or beneficial if you only do it for 5 or 10 minutes. If you cook your food for an hour, then you will turn it into charcoal. If you do it for a shorter period, then you will destroy it less, but you still destroyed, you fucking idiot. Why the fuck do you do it at all? How did you evolve by eating food that has less nutrients? Explain that. I'm waiting. Where is the fucking proof? They will say, we denature the proteins so that we can absorb them better. Fantasy story, where's the proof? Never been proved. You're making up bullshit and you believe it. You're a religious believer. You believe man-made beliefs. That's it. That's it. Here's the perfect example of a study.
Now he's showing you the proof. Showing you the proof, guys. This guy's hilarious, though. He's fucking... He's good. He's hilarious. Let's see if... there's a video. Veganism destroyed Europe. Why over 90%? See, this one's kind of interesting, though. This one, so he's got some interesting opinions occasionally, right? And we're like, huh, that kind of makes sense.
Hey, everyone.
We'll listen to a bit of it.
My recent trip to Ukraine made me realize why, after over 8 years of living in Germany as a Latvian, I still don't feel at home here. I felt more at home after 3 days of being in Ukraine than I ever did here. Why? It has nothing to do with the culture or the language, because those are man-made and have absolutely no meaning in nature. But even if you believe that it has some meaning, I grew up with German, so technically I should feel absolutely at home here, but I don't. It's because 99% of the people I was surrounded by in Ukraine were white, like me. At last I felt like I belong. It's the same in Latvia with the exception of some gypsies. And those are outcasts. And that's natural because most people there are white. Of course, there's no such thing as black and white. There's different shades of brown, lighter and darker pigmentation. Kids who still have their natural senses point with fingers when they see a human of a different race. If a Finnish kid sees somebody from Africa for the first time, then they will believe that it's a different creature because they see that they are completely different in every way. The hormones change everything. The bone structure is different. It is a different being. I don't give a fuck if you're some brainwashed leftist who has been manipulated to accept everybody, which is why Germany is not Germany anymore. Your nature will never change. Imagine waking up in a room and you have no clue where you are. This alone is frightening, of course, but then imagine that there's 10 people there who you have never met. And you are Norwegian. You wake up with 10 Norwegians. Would you not feel safer? Of course. You could try to figure out a way to get out of there and understand what's going on. because you are with people who are like you. That is natural. Now imagine waking up in a room with 10 people from Nigeria as a Norwegian. Would you feel the same? No fucking way. Anybody who believes that is brain damaged or is lying. Every human would always react the same way. They would feel like they're in danger, and that's normal. This is what you can call natural racism. If a German woman walks home alone at night, then she will feel 100 times safer seeing Germans everywhere compared to Turks and Africans. This is absolutely natural. And anybody who attacks you and calls you racist for believing that is as retarded as somebody who tells you to only eat plants. It's absurd and goes against our senses. Why are most vegans white? It's because they want to make you infertile. It's aimed at white people and any other idiot who falls for it. When I see Muslims shop here and all of them are white, then all that I see is 10 liters of raw milk, butter, meat, and eggs. That's what they fucking eat. And there's kids running around everywhere. The vegan shops are filled with pale, weak, white people.
He's
who
right.
are pro-abortion. You can't have your own children, but let's at least fucking support killing babies, motherfuckers. This is why Christianity was destroyed for white people. I'm absolutely against all religions, but at least they revolve around eating meat, especially Islam. There would be almost no vegans if Christianity was still around. You never really feel safe nowadays because you're not connected to almost anybody around you. In nature, you wouldn't live among people who you know nothing about, your so-called neighbors.
Well, see, this guy, he makes a lot of good points. You know what I mean? Makes a lot of good points, guys. A lot of good points. But here's his channel. Fire and stomach acid, both denture proteins. I want people waiting up. Sounds great. Waking up. Yeah, but he makes a good point about that thing where he's like, if you wake up and you're surrounded by people that are all Nigerian, you wouldn't feel nearly as safe waking up around people that are all your own culture, your own race. And that doesn't mean you're a racist person. It just means that, that this is how we've evolved. We evolved to trust people that look similar to us because you can generally trust people that look more similar to you because those people were most likely a part of your family and weren't invaders trying to come take your women, take your property. Because back in the day, yeah, people that you didn't recognize, didn't look like you were automatically wary of because they could take your stuff. The world is not a peaceful place, especially not back then. People would just take your shit, kill you. Yeah, soup is good. I like soup. I made some chicken noodle soup that does stretch better. Ends and berries. Well, berries are good and bad because my grandma, this guy is actually talking a lot about seeds and how it's bad for you and whatnot. But my grandma, she actually has something now where she can't eat seeds anymore because she ate too many berries and fruits and whatever. And now the seeds from strawberries and all this stuff will like hurt her gut. So I was like, holy shit. I was like, maybe that guy had some points about the whole seeds and your gut, because that's all what he was always saying is you'll get like leaky gut or you'll get something with your gut if you eat too many seeds, right? So he says a lot of crazy whacked up shit though, to be honest, but some of the stuff is all right. There's another guy, Frank Tefano, where him and this guy were both going back and forth at each other, and it was pretty funny. The shit they were throwing back at each other for like the past couple months. They still hate each other, but they're both like carnivore type dieters. I gotta run. Take it easy, Brian. Have a good night. Another guy that you guys gotta check out is Vegan Police. This guy's just funny, right? And he's just on some diet. He just tries different diet. I think he's still on the meat diet. I haven't really watched his stuff recently, but This guy's just funny. He's from Canada too. He's a Canadian. I think he's from Toronto as well. But you know, so I don't know if he's you know, in the carnivore diet thing still, but I know he does a lot of different stuff. It's this guy. I guess I'll share the screen just to show him, just so you guys are in the loop, know who I'm talking about. But yeah, this guy, vegan police or vegetable police, right? And I don't know, he's pretty funny. I'd recommend checking him out. He's Canadian as well. And I'll put the link in the description below. But oh yeah, I was gonna say once again that Fredrick Godzilla Menckin is having a stream tonight at 8:30, and I'll be on it Central Time, 9:30. I'll put the link in the chat right now. The mongrels are not giving up their guns in New Zealand. Don't really blame them. Trudeau says trust all Muslims. It's one of the most nutrient-dense foods out there. Kale is not garbage, my friend. Well, are the nutrients that you get from kale, can you absorb them? Because does your body completely absorb them, right? Because a lot of different foods, right, will say it has this much protein, but is it bioavailable for your body, right? Like carrots have vitamin A, apparently, right? But it's actually what they have is keratin, which is like a precursor, or keratin or carotene, I can't remember what it's called, which is like a precursor to vitamin A. And only 40% of people or more are able to convert that into vitamin A. So a lot of people who eat carrots aren't actually getting any vitamins from their diet, right? So they're not actually getting vitamin A. They're not getting any of that stuff. So, you know, and, you know, milk and stuff like that, that is something that more Europeans can drink more so than other people. And we can get lots of nutrients from that as well. Buy Soylent Green powder bars. No, man, just eat meat, eat natural, eat meat. Don't eat kale and shit. It's crap. It's poison. It's poison. It's slave food. That's what it is. It's slave food. Like I said, the elites, they're eating steaks. You're eating fucking insects and maggots. Soon you're going to be eating, you know, chocolate maggot ice cream. You're going to be telling me how delicious and how nutrient packed it is, right? Affects your thyroid. Yeah, something about your thyroid in it that negatively affects you. That is something I've heard about. That there is a lot of different things that could affect your thyroid, like, you know, a lot of the like supplements that they get vegans for food, like, you know, they'll get kale supplements, or not kale supplement, but you know, it's like seaweed supplements to get certain type of like ionized salt or whatever in their diet. And, you know, you don't know where where they're getting that from. A lot of it is like polluted waters they're getting this stuff from, and same with like a lot of these vitamins they're getting, right? So if you're gonna get B12, you may as well just eat fucking meat. Why are you gonna take a pill to get your B12, right? No, don't listen to Trapper. Don't listen to Trapper. Just eat meat. Just eat meat. Regular diet, you know, just do that. An evening at AJ's kitchen. Yeah, I'm gonna have a cooking show soon, I'm pretty sure, right? But let me check out a couple more stories here before I take this stream to its eventual end. But look at this: Phoenix cost soars by another 137 million. So remember this Phoenix pay system, guys, that was supposed to pay federal workers? Well, it initially started at $5.7 million. That's how much we were going to pay IBM to do this. And it skyrocketed to 393 million within 8 years. And it's going to be more than this. It's going to be more. So how the fuck does something go from 5.7 million to almost 400 million? This is the government. This is the government for you. They can't do shit right. And this contract has been started under the conservatives as well, too. So the whole blame isn't on the fucking liberals, right? You know, but they have increased a lot of the spending under the liberals, you know, and also right now they could replace it with a new system that would cost less, but they're deciding just to keep on trying to fix it. Whereas they could just scrap everything they're doing right now to try to fix it and just have a new system that would cost them less. But they're like, no, let's just keep investing. And this is IBM, right? So once again, guys, how the fuck are monopolies made? Is this a free market? Is this a free market when IBM gets $400 million from the government? How much money do they have overseas that isn't being taxed? Is that a free market? No. It's not. We're not all on an even playing field. Nobody else is getting 400. No other internet companies are getting 400 million from the government. Or, oh, how do they control all this infrastructure and stuff? Oh, how do they buy up all this? Well, yeah, because we keep giving them taxpayer money, for fuck's sakes. You know, so this is just a massive clusterfuck, this Phoenix pay system, and it's just costing more and more money, but they don't care. These people, they don't give a shit. They're like, oh, well, we get paid longer. The longer this goes, we just keep getting paid, and Trudeau doesn't give a shit. It's not his money. You know, why would he care? That's inflation. You know, Trudeau is set to sign New Zealand's PM pledge to tackle violent extremism extremist online content. So, yeah, you know, we're just more shit to censor me, to censor you guys, to censor people like Kevin J. Johnston, anybody else, Soph. And look at look at the mosque. Oh, we're going to use this mosque shooting at Christchurch for the end of time. Let's memory hole all the other tragedies. Oh, the Easter bombing where 300 people were killed. It's not an issue. You know what about the fucking Las Vegas shooter where 60 people were killed in Las Vegas? Nothing like that has been memory holed. There's still a lot that is unanswered about that, and nobody's asking questions. Nobody gives a shit. But oh, well, it's 60 white people that died, I guess, and they were white Republicans. So, let's not look into this one, guys. What is this? So, hate-filled graffiti sprayed inside home, dog injured during break-in. So, this is, I think, in Winnipeg. I don't know. Like, they didn't really give too much details, but I guess somebody broke in and spray painted and hurt some fucking dogs. So it's like, what the hell? But they didn't really say what was in it. And yeah, it's. I'm not gonna say that one's a hoax or anything, but 2 bodies found. Yeah, there's that woman. See, this is just, at first I was reading this article and I was thinking that, oh, I wrote this and she's like, oh, while it's undeniable that some conservative politicians have found themselves in hot water over inappropriate statements, a disturbing trend is emerging, one that uses a broad brush to paint conservatives as racist and racism as a form of conservatism, while ignoring the issue in other parties. This double standard is political tactic and serious consequences. So, you know, a couple of weeks ago, Neil MacDonald wrote a column which he posted, conservative politics seems to be a natural home for white supremacists. So, you know, this guy's a piece of shit. Every article he writes is garbage, pretty much. But, you know, and at first I'm like, oh, girl, hey, she's standing up for us. But she's like, oh, wait, no, there's white supremacy, and white supremacy exists in all parties. That's what she's really that's what she gets at the end. It's like, oh, you know, it's in all the parties we need to worry about. You know what? The one thing that always lacks with this is that nobody cares about any other type of racism. Nobody cares about black racism, Chinese being racist. Nobody cares about people being racist towards white people. It's just white supremacy they all care about. So it's like I was saying, I thought, oh, she's kind of standing up for conservatives. Oh, no, wait. And this goes on along with their rhetoric too. It's like, you know, the leftists, they think there's white supremacy and white supremacists in each and every party. You know, they'll mention the Greens and they'll mention whatever party. They'll be like, oh, they're anti-Semites and Ilyana Omar is an anti-Semite and blah, blah, blah. You can't forget these people. They're also anti-Semitic. Look at this. So German leftists applaud death threats against AFD. So audience claps and whoops with delight. So, you know, this is disgusting, right? You know, you get these people. This guy almost died. Like, see that scar on his head? It's because the leftists attacked him and he almost killed him not long ago. But you have these people on this panel essentially saying that, well, maybe it's because of your politics you got attacked. So during a show, chairman of the right-wing Alternative for Germany, AFD party, Frank Magnitz, was asked why his party had underperformed in Bremen compared to success in other parts of the country. Back in January, Magnitz himself was viciously attacked by 3 unknown assailants in Bremen and was left fighting for his life after suffering a gaping head wound. So look at the left, man. Look at the way they just don't give a fuck. You know, oh, you were viciously attacked there, almost died. Why do you think your support is so low there, sir? Explain that Brennan is politically difficult for the AFD party because of the repeated threats made against its members in the area. This afternoon, I received news that we will have to cancel our last 3 election events that we planned for now up until the end. The reason is very simple, because the owner no longer wanted to rent it out to us because he received death threats. So, you know, these leftists are insane. I guess I'll play the video here. Zip? What the hell is this? I guess you can't make it bigger. They approvingly condone people being threatened with death and are even be happy about it. You have about 8%. Although that is an increase when compared with Bavaria, just so if you guys can't read it, Bavaria that has over 10% and in Hussein over 13%. You aren't able to keep pace. Why is that?
In Sachsen sind es fast 30. Damit können wir schon mal gar nicht mithalten. Also es gibt sicherlich unterschiedliche Verhältnisse. Und Bremen ist ein Pflaster, das für die
Bremen is a spot. It's not easy for us. That's good considering conditions with which we are confronted while trying to campaign. 8% is very acceptable. You know what? I'll mute it. I would prefer that it was in the double digits. I would like to say something regarding the campaign, exciting or not. You know, as colorful and diverse as Brennan is, the color blue is missing. I want to hear them clap. It isn't part of the color spectrum.
Ja, doch, das ist ganz deutlich so. Ich will Ihnen auch sagen, warum das so ist. Ich habe heute Nachmittag die Nachricht erhalten.
This afternoon, I received news that we plan from now up until the end of our campaign. The reason is very simple. Very simple, because the owner of the location no longer wanted to rent it out to us. So after he said they received death threats, now everybody's clapping like maniacs. This guy, apparently on his shirt, it says something about peace or like love people or something like that. So, you know, these people, they're just deluded retard leftists that don't know any better. I'm sure you probably, I don't know if you guys could read that. I guess you could. Probably, yeah, it looks visible. 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm probably gonna take off right away, guys, though. Did I miss a super chat? I think okay. Fire and stomach acid. Okay. Okay, no, I read that. Thank you for the donation, though, Soaker. I don't know if I thanked you for that. Yes, apple cider. What are you guys talking about apple cider in my chat? No talking about apple cider. Look at that Afro-Germanic person. Such great German genetics. Always be kind on his shirt. Oh, yeah. Always be kind. That's what it said, right? And he is clapping when this guy is getting death threats. Yeah, always be kind is on his shirt. And he's like, yeah, that guy's getting death threats. Because they're deluded. These people are completely deluded. They think that that people like us, that people like him are monsters. They literally think that we're monsters. And the media, the left, TV have effectively convinced brain dead NPCs like that to look at us like this. So it is pretty scary that people like this actually exist and actually do clap when guys like this are being attacked or being threatened with violence, right? Like, it's only acceptable to do this towards right-wing white males. But you know what, guys, I think I'm going to probably end it right away. But like I said, I'm going to be on Fredrick Godzilla Menckin's channel tonight at 8:30 p.m. Central, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. I got the link in the chat right now. So go there, subscribe to his channel right now, and also share this channel or this video because obviously the algorithms are fucked and shit. But you know, thank you everybody for joining me. I really do appreciate it. And come back and, like I said, check out the stream tonight. And we're also going to be having another one on Saturday. I might do it on my channel. Not too sure yet. But yeah, MaidenLiberty is going to be on Fredrick's channel tonight at 8:30 p.m. Central. So, like I said, if anybody wants to know, there's the link to his channel in the description below. Go there right now, as well as, you know, follow me on Discord as well too, guys, because that's a good place that if you want to reach me, that, you know, I'll check there maybe like once a day or something, and then you could directly message me, much easier that way, as opposed to, you know, or somebody wants to send me a Hangout link or whatever. If, you know, Derek or whoever is still here, that's a good place to reach me, as well as you know, I don't know, IDW. I do like the fact that IDW has that messaging thing. So that's another good place for, you know, specifically reaching me, but also the email and all that crap. But thanks again, guys, for coming, and have a good day.